Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's episode I'm going to show you how to make a green chili hot sauce with Serrano peppers, and there are many jars that you can choose to store them in, and I'm just going to go over them really quickly. I have this type of jar. I have this little shorter one, depending on how much you make, or if you want to portion the hot sauce out to give away as gifts. These are nice little jars. And then they have this tall one, and then at the store they also have little short ones of the exact same one of those, the little flip top. That's what I used to make my sriracha hot sauce. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. And today I'm going to make the chili brine and the peppers in here. I'm going to store it in here so where it's going to ferment. So that's what I'm using for fermentation. So yeah, there are these nice jars at craft stores. Maybe like something like Joann's or Hobby Lobby, Michael's, places like that. TJ Maxx might have some, Home Goods. So yeah, so they have different varieties. Make sure you get a jar that is tightly sealed. This has a rubber gasket on it. Actually, they all have rubber gaskets on it. So that is the jar to choose. Okay, so let's get going on our hot sauce. Okay, today I'm going to show you how to make a green chili hot sauce. We're going to use green Serrano chili peppers. We're going to use some water, distilled white vinegar, a few garlic cloves, onion, some salt, and you're going to need a measuring cup, measuring spoons, and a wooden spoon of some sort. And you're going to need a jar to ferment them in, and I'm using this ball jar. Okay, let's get started. And you're going to need a whisk. So let's get started. You're going to need 2 cups of water. Sorry about that noise. It's going to be 2 cups of water. Okay. And to that, we are going to add 1 tablespoon of regular table salt. So I'm going to put, so we're going to pour the salt. Going to pour the salt into the water, and we're going to mix. I also have a video showing you how to make red Serrano chili sauce. That is in my playlist on my channel, if you don't mind going back and checking that video out. So that one was received very well, so I figured, why not make a green sauce? I like green sauce, so there's got to be somebody out there who likes green sauce. So let's mix that up until that dissolves. Okay, now set this aside and get to the peppers and the other ingredients. So let's start off with, I depending on how much garlic you like. I'm gonna put 4 cloves. If you don't like it too garlicky, you can add 2, depending on the size of your garlic cloves, because they come in different sizes. So I'm just using this. Okay. So just take the paper off of each garlic. Okay. Come on, sucker. Okay. Okay, last garlic. There we go. All right, now we're going to do half an onion. Push that aside. Make sure you protect your fingers and use a sharp knife. Don't be afraid of a sharp knife. You will cut yourself worse with a dull knife than you will with a sharp knife. And I just sent these in to the Cutco company to have my knife sharpened for free. Yes, you have to pay for shipping it to them, but they don't charge you for sharpening. Okay, I'm gonna make another batch, so because I bought a lot of peppers, so I'm gonna set that aside. I'm gonna use this half onion, these garlics, and then I'm going to cut off the ends off all these peppers, just the tips. If you want, you can line them up like so. Make sure they're semi-even. Ta-da! Okay, I'm going to do the rest off camera. Okay, I cut all the tops off, the stems. So what you want to do is to cut these, just roughly chop the peppers into little rounds. Nothing fancy, just get them cut. Okay, I'm going to do the rest off camera. Okay, they are all cut. So get your jar or device that you're going to ferment your items in. And put my knife somewhere. All right, so now you're going to take your jar. You're going to take your onion. I cut the half onion in half. You don't have to. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. Put in the garlic. And here's where you can get creative. You could add like peppercorns. You can add like whole chilies, those little tiny ones, or some spices. But this is what I'm showing you. I'm just making just a green chili sauce. Okay, so in goes the onion, the garlic, in goes the chili peppers. Okay. Okay, the chili peppers are all in. You can use gloves. I chose not to use gloves this time. So get your brine ready. Make sure the salt is dissolved. Pour it in your jar. Okay. So make sure that it goes to the line here and that you have room on the top end of the jar. Okay. Push your items in. Make sure that they're all under the brine line. What you can do is if it's loose and you have room, you can put some weights, make sure they're sanitary, something heavy inside here to keep the chili peppers under the brine. You don't want them out of the brine because they'll mold and you'll ruin your sauce. Okay, I'm going to show you something that you might run into. I needed something to hold down the peppers inside the brine. Since it's not packed super tight, I put in a clean little cup, little dessert cup, pudding cup in here. It's tight around here. I mean, it could still breathe, but it's tight in here, and it's keeping the chili peppers in the brine. Okay, and that is okay. This is going to be fine. But I just want to show you that you might run into the same situation. Okay, so you need to find something heavy, like if you have any of those pie beads to hold down the crust when you're making your pie. You can put those in a a little bag or something and put just something to keep it weighted down. Or they have canning little discs, little glass discs that you can put in here. You can find those on the internet. Okay, so this is going to go in a dark, cool place for 3 to 5 days. You can ferment it longer. So the longer you ferment, the better it will taste. But you have to check it every day, every other day to see how it's going. And if it gets cloudy, it's okay. I'll talk more on that when we keep checking in on it. But for now, I'm going to go put it away. Okay, we're going to check in on the peppers. This is where I have them. There's jar 1, jar 2. Okay, this is day 1. It looks pretty good. This one and this one. So for that one jar, I was able to fill it back up and close it and put the lid on. Let's do the smell test. Okay, let's do the smell test. It looks good. Oh my gosh. It smells spicy, but it smells delicious. Okay. The lid on just barely. Ooh, this one. Ooh, this one's a good one. It just made that suction sound. Looks good. You can see it's starting to ferment all the bubbles. Yeah, this one's fermenting faster than this one. Lid back on, just barely. We look good. Okay. Now we put them back in and we'll check on them again tomorrow. Okay. Okay, here we are on day 6, and it's a little cloudy, which is okay. They look pretty good. Let's take them out and smell. Ooh, looks good. Let me smell it. Smells so good. All right. I think I'm going to let these go one more day, and then we'll get to sauce making. Okay, so they have been fermenting for quite some time. This is what it looks like. Looks good. Let's open her up. Smells good. There's one. See it? Woo! There's the other one. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to move all this stuff out of the way. Those have to be sanitized. We're going to put these in through a strainer. We're going to save the liquid. Okay. Strain it. And then we're going to put it in the processor. I'm going to do jar number 2. Okay. Put that in the processor. Okay. It's quite a bit, huh? All right, now we're going to put some of the brine back in it. So when we mix it up, it has some liquid in there to move it around. So we're going to put some brine inside here to get it going here. Just a couple spoonfuls first. We can always add more. Okay. Put the lid on. Okay. Now we're going to buzz it until it's all mixed up. Oh, got to plug it in first. All right, so far it's pretty good. I'm just going to put in a little bit of vinegar. About a tablespoon. See, it's looking pretty good. Really pulpy, and that's okay, because we're going to strain it. But I'm going to let it go in the processor just for a few more minutes, and we'll check back. Okay, once you get it to the consistency that you prefer, let me taste it. Yum. Ooh, spicy. It doesn't need any more vinegar. It tastes good just like it is. Okay, we're going to put it through a strainer little by little. I'm going to get all the juice out. And I'm putting it in a nonstick pan because it has vinegar in it, and I don't want the vinegar to react with a aluminum pan, which that can happen, and it'll make your food taste weird. The vinegar can react with aluminum, so I'm using a nonstick, and I'm going to keep doing this until I get all the juice. See the juices down there? That's your hot sauce. I'm going to continue doing that. Okay, another thing that you can do once you've strained it is take the pulp that you've already strained, put it in a cheesecloth. Put it in a cheesecloth and squeeze it. You see all the liquid that's coming out? That's what you want to save. That's your hot sauce. So make sure you twist it tight. Careful of any strings. Squeeze it until there's no more liquid coming out. Okay, here's all the pulp where it's all dry and crumbly. You have all the juice out of it. All right, let's get to boiling. All right, we're just going to turn this on to medium, and we're just going to boil it where it just boils. I need a new spoon. Okay. So it made quite a bit. So we're just going to let that heat up just to boiling. And the reason why we're boiling it is to stop the fermentation process. And yeah, just to stop the fermentation process so we can put it in the bottle and enjoy. So I'm going to do this for about 10 minutes. Okay, it's been boiling for almost 15 minutes. You should boil it for about 15 to 20 minutes to pasteurize it, but don't boil it too long, otherwise you'll ruin all the good fermentation that you worked all this way to get to. So, or we're going to let it go for another 5 minutes, and then we're going to turn it off and let it cool. Okay, it's been boiling for about 15 minutes, so we're going to let it cool now before we put it into jars. Stay tuned. Okay, so these are the bottles that I'm going to put it in. I ordered these on Amazon. There was 16 bottles for I think it was $21.99, and it comes with 16 5-ounce bottles. It comes with these covers, which after you put your pour thing on and the lid, you screw the lid on, and then you put this on here, and then you heat it with the blow dryer. And it comes with labels and a little pen, so you can customize it. See, and it comes with all the lids and the little pour spout. Okay, so that's what I'm using. Okay, I poured a little bit in a measuring cup, and I have my funnel. I'm going to carefully pour this in my jar. Until the desired amount. Whoop, which is there. I'm going to do it for the next jar. Get some more. And try not to spill it all over the place like I just did. Off camera. So we're just gonna, no, you probably can't see. Okay. So you can see it. Okay, I'm going to continue doing this. Okay, so I just did one. This is how it looks. I didn't put the label on it yet. So you take your pour spout and your lid, your lid. So you take your pour spout, put it on, put it tight, take one of your things, put it on, make sure it's straight, put your blow dryer, turn on your blow dryer, to high. And voila! The seal's on there tight. And you do it to all your jars. Okay, here is the end. If you have made it this far, thank you so much. I appreciate it. So here's the finished product. And of course, you have to shake before use, just like any hot sauce. And when you get these little kits from Amazon, it just makes it look a little bit more professional. Okay, everybody, thank you all for watching. If you try this, please let me know down in the comments. And have a groovy day. And go out and taste life.